Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Spectrum here in Logan, Utah. Dave Fox along with Gary Wilkinson for more Aggie basketball, the second of 3 games that we have this week. We watched them on Saturday night, beat Cal Irvine. Tonight they're taking on San Diego. And Gary, we talk about San Diego, an old name pops back up, Steve Lavin. That's right, former UCLA, former St. John's coach, former broadcaster. He's now back in coaching, and he's coaching the Toreros.
Yeah, that means you can expect a very prepared team. He's coached at the highest levels of college basketball and had some great success. So undoubtedly he's going to have the Toreros ready to play against these Aggies who are on fire right now.
Yeah, they are on fire. And one big reason why Saturday night, Mason Falslev, he's just a freshman, already has a career eye. And we'll be set to go here. San Diego comes in 6-3. That ball goes out of bounds, and it will be, what's the call? They're looking at each other, and they're going to give it to the Aggies. San Diego lost to Stanford on Sunday, 88-63. Aside from that, they're 6-3. And Utah State coming in 7-1. They have gone 7-1 in 5 of their last 6 seasons. How about that? With 3 different head coaches.
That says something that you can at least get some players that want to play here and play well. They've, with the transitions that Utah State's had, they've still maintained a good winning program.
Yeah, that culture has lasted through all those coaches that have been here. All right, so here we go. Johnson, long-range 3, and Isaac can't get that in the fall, but an offensive rebound. We're going to be talking about Mason Falslev, I'm guessing, a lot tonight. So keep an eye on number 12.
Yeah, the one thing about Mason is his patience, his ability just to work within the game, and that's unusual for a freshman.
Already got a foul underneath. Jamerson picking up his first, battling Isaac Johnson. Could be a good battle. Johnson gets loose. What an inbound play there, Gary, for the flush.
Yeah, it looked like San Diego broke down defensively and just didn't pick up Johnson on the inbound play and turned it into a dunk for him. It's close to an and one.
I'm almost surprised it wasn't, and now we have another whistle. It's 3 fouls here, and we're 35 seconds into the game.
Yeah. If it gets called this tight, we might be down to the end of the bench.
That's right. And we may be here for a while.
Right. The one thing that Johnson's impressed me with is his willingness to go down to the block. See Mason coming up with a steal. He leads the Mountain West in steals in non-conference play.
Yeah, active hands. Very good player. 3-pointer on the way, and it is up and good for P.J. Hayes.
Yeah, he has a nice stroke. Extend the floor, pull your bigs out. It makes it difficult. But
hey,
great. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, great Osborne he's very versatile. I've seen them switch on the perimeter quite a bit with him, and he seems to be able to maintain out there fairly decently.
Right now he's working in the post on Jamerson as the 3-pointer from Falslev will not go. Steve Lavin, their coach, 11 years at St. John's, UCLA, 8 NCAA tournaments. Of course, spent the last several years broadcasting and decided, what the heck, I want to get back into it. Now he's coaching the Toreros. Big block right there. You just said you were impressed with Johnson.
Yeah, he's an active player. He really is able to get out there and mix it up on the post, which is impressive for a guy that stretches the floor like he does.
Another foul. So 4 fouls here in the first minute 39 of this game. 3-2 early on here. Aggie basketball. The 3rd of our 10-game schedule, with 2nd this week. We'll be back again Saturday as they will host East Tennessee State. Turn it around. There's the defense you were talking about.
He's being a force tonight. He's come out aggressive. Good passes.
Into Osibor. Up and in. No foul called.
Great finish with as tight as they've been calling this. I'm surprised that wasn't called.
No kidding. The layup he got right underneath Johnson. Let's see who the foul is going to go to. And it looks like it will be Johnson.
Yeah, that was a close call compared to the one down on the other end of the floor. But you just got to adjust as a player. That's one thing that's difficult to, if you know the refs, you can kind of understand how the game's be called. If you don't know the refs, you have to adjust in game to how the game's called. And that can be a little bit difficult as a player if you can't figure it out. It gets you out of your rhythm.
Well, either it's been called pretty tight or there's a lot of fouling going on.
Yeah.
We're now at 5 fouls, and we're just over 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah, generally as the game goes on, it settles down a bit.
Yeah, you would hope, right. Free throw up and good.
San Diego's been close with the Aggies in their last meetings, 2 overtimes,
Yeah, how
and they
about
played
that?
them really tough.
I mean, they've only played 3 times. You're right, Gary, and 2 of them were overtime games.
Yeah, I think they've always matched up well with the Aggies with this.
Oh, Osabor's blocked by Jamerson. And here come the Toreros. Three-pointer on the way. McKinney got it. And McKinney, a 31% three-point shooter, had 10 points in that loss to Stanford on Sunday. And he's feeling it now.
This has kind of been the Aggies' MO playing at home. They let the teams come out and they fire, shoot great percentages, and as the game goes on, the Aggies just keep wearing them down, and they've come out with some pretty substantial victories here at home in the last 3 games.
Johnson turns, and another foul. Yeah, that's a great point you bring up, because this is the 3rd game we've televised, and in each of the first 2, Southern Utah and Irvine, it was a rough start for the Aggies. So right up till halftime, it was very close, and then they had a couple of second-half runs and won both games.
Yeah, and as they move into conference play, they're going to want to make some adjustments, because you can't let teams come out shooting high percentages in the Mountain West. It's very difficult to come back from that and win like the Aggies have won these last 3 games.
First one good for Isaac Johnson out of American Fork High School here in Utah. Yeah, the Mountain West Conference is a good basketball league.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent all over, from San Diego State, Nevada, Fresno. There's players that are in NBA that come from those schools that are really dominating. So it's a fun league to watch, and I'm sure a fun league to compete in for these Aggies.
Connects on both.
I've been really impressed with how Johnson has come out tonight. He's come out with a lot of aggression, playing difficult, playing good basketball.
Feels a little more aggressive than perhaps he did Saturday in that Irvine game.
Yes.
Oh, Osobor goes to the floor. I think that went off Johnson, but at least he got in the way of that shot, so it will stay with the Toreros.
Well, that's what makes this Aggie team so dangerous. I mean, the first game we televised with SUU, Brown had an outstanding game, 28 points. Next game, Faltzlove does, and Osobor is always doing his thing. They're that versatile and balanced. They're going to be a really tough team as the season progresses.
McKinney again. Faltzlove really impressed us with that game on Saturday. 19 points, had 5 rebounds, 3 threes, and a lot of things that don't even show up in the stat sheet there.
I think that's a great point. I mean, he does do a lot of things that if you're not watching, you're not going to learn from the stat sheet. His just intensity, his off-ball defense, his getting hands and deflections. He makes things difficult for a lot of players, both on the offensive and the defensive end.
How about another 3-pointer for P.J. Hayes? He's already got 2 of them. He averages 7 points a game. He's already got 6.
Yeah.
And Martinez's pass cannot be handled by Osobor, and here they come.
San Diego hasn't shown much of a post presence, so a lot of their points are just coming from perimeter basketball.
Well, prior to that, they were 3 for 3 from 3-point range, so that's probably, they probably figured, let's just keep doing this till they don't fall. And there's the flush. Isaac Johnson.
That's a great look by Osobor. That's one thing. I mean, he averages 2 to 3 assists a game, as well as 10, 20, and 10. I mean, that's an impressive stat line for anybody, but to have those 3 assists as a big man, that's rare.
Another 3 on the way. That one is missed. Yeah, and in fact, his assists went down a little bit because of the Irvine game, but going into that game, he was the only player in the country doing 20 and 10 plus 3 assists. Oh, what a move. Faltzlove, and he delivers.
That's the type of stuff that you look for from a player like that. He's playing with so much confidence. you can tell he's really emerging as a leader of this team as a freshman. And I think that he's got a great career ahead of him.
Gave the Aggie student section a little smile and a 3 there after he hit that one, and then he comes down, just picked up a foul.
Hey, I think one of the greatest joys in life is interacting with the Aggie student section after you make a basket.
Well, we'll take a break. We're just underway. Aggies, Toreros, here on KMYU and the Mountain West Network. Back here in Logan, Dave Fox, Gary Wilkinson, former WAC Player of the Year. It was WAC back then.
It was the
crazy
WAC.
to think about that, and now they're in the Mountain West.
Well, I remember growing up with the University of Utah down in Salt Lake, them being in the WAC.
In the WAC, right.
Yeah.
We were talking about every game somebody else is stepping up right now. I mean, we're early, but you've been singing his praises, Gary, and Isaac Johnson. It's his game so far.
Yeah, he's been a force to be reckoned with, and I think he definitely has the talent and ability to really make an impact on the game.
Uh-oh. How about the steal, the layup, and one. Agbonkpolo.
Yeah, he's so athletic. I mean, he's got the length, he's got the vertical. He can really make an impact on a game, and he's come in tonight and come up with a steal and a 3-point opportunity.
At the free throw line, Max Agbonkpolo. Also in now for the Aggies.
If he has a little hiccup in his game, it is free throw shoot. Well, really 3-point shooting. He's only at 13% coming into this game.
Yeah,
how about that?
Looking at his form, it doesn't seem like he should. Sometimes the season's long, so percentages aren't always accurate.
Right. Yeah. Stats are much more deceiving this time of year than they will be in the middle of January. Aggies now on an 8-0 run. Opening up a 16-12 lead. Beautiful day here up in Logan. Remember the other night we were here, it was an absolute whiteout snowstorm, but it has cleared out. It's been really nice the last couple of days. And no reason for a lot of Aggie fans not to be here, and I expect an even bigger crowd on Saturday. Students are always here.
Yes, that's been a trademark of Utah State basketball, is that student section.
Brown right to the rack. How about Darius Brown?
Yeah, he's such a great facilitator for this Aggie team. I mean, 7 assists a game, 6 to 7 assists a game. His ability to score, as we saw against SUU, but his unselfishness as a player is really going to be a factor for this team as the season goes on.
Montana State transfer came here along with Osobor when Danny Sprinkle was hired as the head coach.
Another steal for Mason Falslove, so he's on his average for the year at 2 steals.
Yeah, so anything from here on is gravy, and here he goes right to the rack.
Mason Falslove, the floater. Timeout.
And Steve Lavin wants a timeout. The Aggies have gone on a little bit of a run here and lead at 20-12.
Yeah, if San Diego comes out firing and they're hot, but they're cooling down now.
And how about Falslove getting right to the rack?
Yeah, his first step is quick, and his ability to get off people off the dribble and facilitate is impressive.
So the Aggies in that 12-0 run we were just talking about have made 6 straight shots. It was really a sloppy first 2.5, 3 minutes. A lot of fouls called. And since then, it feels like the Aggies have really hit their groove.
Yeah, and one of the things that you'll want to see from them as we move through this season is their ability to keep their foot on that gas pedal as they start to move through move the leads up and keep that lead on the teams that they're playing against. It's going to show that they're really maturing as a team.
Aggies student section is always a lot of fun. Oh, we had so much fun the other night. Remember, they had 79 points. And I think it was Darius Brown that was holding the ball at the end because they'd already won. And the students just yelling at him, put up a shot, because if they hit 80, it's free ice cream. And he was like, yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, you either make the fans happy or make your coach upset.
Right. I was talking to Danny Sprinkle, the head coach, about that before this game. He said, yeah, I took a little heat from the ice cream lovers for that. But you know what? He did the right thing.
Yeah.
There'll be plenty of nights for ice cream.
Yeah, if the Aggies keep playing like this might be one of those nights.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, what a block there for Templin. He has been playing really well.
Yeah, showed some real athleticism there, on the help side D.
Jackson's three, and he got it. And Javon Jackson did not play against Cal Irvine in that game we did Saturday, but here he is, steps right in, hits a three. Now a 15-0 run. Oh, what a move. What a move on the baseline by Deuce Turner.
Yeah, that's a tough one to guard.
Duje, little baseline shot.
I don't think we've seen this lineup this year with this Aggie team.
I think you're right. Flush at the other end.
See, San Diego started to penetrate, get into the middle. They're starting to create baskets for themselves. They were relying pretty heavily on their perimeter shooting, which went cold for a while, and then the Aggies were able to pull away. Now they're starting to get it inside, starting to cut into the Aggie lead.
Oh, Jackson threaded the needle. Kick back out, though, as Aduje did not have a shot. Now he's triple teamed. And it's a turnover. Travel. Aduje does not agree with that, but that's the case.
That was a tough call. It didn't look too much like a travel to me.
34, Khalifa Sacco. Come out on the floor. Bank of Utah is pleased to sponsor Hoop for Hope. For every point the
Welcome back here to Logan. Dave Hawks, Gary Wilkinson. Aggie basketball. They are 7-1 on the season. Their only loss, an overtime loss on the road at Bradley, and they played that game really well. But they've been on a tear throughout this season.
Yeah, they've been a fun team to watch, getting up and down and showing different groups out there playing. Should be a fun thing to watch tonight and see how they adjust with these different lineups.
Yeah, you know, and a good point. It's a lot of fun personalities on this team, too. Ooh, Ogbong Polo is wide open, hesitated the first time, and the shot doesn't go.
Generally speaking, as a shooter, you just want to let it fly.
Yeah.
The minute you start thinking about it, makes the shot 10 times more difficult. Hoop gets smaller.
And there, how about that? Ogbong Polo comes right back and hits the jumper.
Yeah, that's a tough shot, showing his versatility and touch. He's got that length that just is really impressive. Good hands.
Yeah, excellent. Khalifa Sacco, the freshman, into the game. We haven't seen him, Gary, in any of the games that we've done, and there he goes, scoring in the post.
That's a nice little post move. That little jump hook comes up with a rebound.
6'11" junior out of France. Did not see him last Saturday in that Cal Irvine game. Did he get some good early minutes here?
Yeah, it's interesting to see Coach Sprinkle's rationale for trying to see these different players and how they line up and work together.
Ogbong Polo again. And he's playing well, 29-16.
Now he comes up with a steal.
How about that? I'm playing both ends of the floor. And then they give it right back as Martinez's pass is intercepted by Deuce Turner. Turner for three. Got it.
I was going to say something that's comforting for Aggie fans is to see the different lineup. I don't think you have one starter, or maybe Martinez is in the game as a starter, but other than that, the Aggies have held the lead with their bench players coming into the game. So that's something to take some confidence in.
And they're working on a 21-4 run before that last three-pointer. And quite a bit of that was with these subs as Uduje gets the basket. Excuse me, Aduje. There's been a big argument over how we pronounce his name, and it's Aduje.
Aduje and Martinez both have so much athleticism to get into the basket, create contact, and be able to finish through the contact. That's what you'd want from your guard play, and those players do it so well.
Boy, Danny Sprinkle going even further down the bench, Gary. He's got Jackson Grant in there now, a freshman out of Olympia, Washington. We haven't seen him this year. As Duge cannot get the shot to fall. I'm going to need another spotter board. Number 21, Jackson Grant. More height coming in, 6'10".
Yeah, San Diego isn't struggling with the height. They've got a lot of good-sized players, but they like to play this perimeter basketball.
Oh, they love it, yeah. There's the drive and up and in, and Dragos Lungu out of Romania scores for the Toreros. Still a 10-point Aggie lead, though. They went on that big run midway through this first half, and they've maintained it. Jackson for three, no.
Osborne's had a quiet first couple minutes of this first half, but that's how he started these last games,
right?
Yeah. It's really impressive to watch a player that has his ability to score, to be so patient with the basketball and find his teammates and get everyone else involved, and that's been really a plus for the Aggies.
Yeah, he's only put up one shot in this game and hasn't scored, and it was very similar against Irvine on Saturday, so we'll see how that moves along. Right now, the Aggies up by 10 on KMYU Television and the Mountain West Network. Both Danny Sprinkle and Steve Lavin have each used 11 players already in this game. It's, that time of year, you're trying to find your right lineups. For Utah State, of the 11 that have played, 8 of them have already scored. One that hasn't is Great Osibor. Right.
Like we talked before the break, he's just one of those players that kind of picks his moments, and generally as the game progresses, he becomes more of a factor, but he facilitates right from the beginning, and that's an impressive component of his game, is his patience and his willing to kind of work within the game.
Oh, how about that pass and an easy layup for Wayne McKinney.
Yeah, McKinney's their leading scorer, but I think that's his first basket of the game, and looks like that was a play drawn up right from the timeout from Coach Lavin.
Lob, post, and no. The tall timber gets in the way of Jackson Grant.
That's great defense.
Aduge tied up, and free throws coming for Aduge.
Turned great defense into great offense. His ability to stop the play on one end and come down and get a foul on the next, on the other end.
Aduge out of London, England, Coastal Carolina transfer. He had a good game against Irvine. He had 12 points in that one.
Yeah, he's very versatile. I mean, this Aggie team, they have a deep bench. They can.
Well, we're seeing it, aren't we?
Yes.
More so than we thought.
Right.
Then again, it's also a busy week. They've got 3 games in 7 days. I'm not sure. It might be finals week too. You would know the schedule better than I do, but
I tried to block that out of my mind.
Did you? Okay. So you've got to make sure you give your guys enough rest as well.
Yeah.
So they can get through that.
I think you're right. It is finals week.
Yeah. So you have to be judicious with your lineup.
Yes.
Oh, how about that drive? And a block for Osibor. But the hustle in the post from Jamerson. He gets the offensive rebound and putback, but Osibor did come up with a nice block before all of that, and we're back to a 7-point lead. Johnson, no. Johnson started out great. And turnover, here come the Aggies. Uh-oh, Osibor clear path.
Demonstrating a little bit of that athleticism he has. It's amazing with his size how well he can get off the floor, make things happen from blocks to rebounds. He's got a lot of talent. Just an easy flush on that one.
6'8", 250-pound junior out of England. Last year at Montana State for Danny Sprinkle. Actually came off the bench and he was the sub of the year as another three-pointer.
Yeah, it's amazing how things can change from year to year. And you know, with the transfer portal, you're seeing that players who weren't highly recruited have the ability to make tremendous impacts on these high major conferences.
Sabor again. We were just talking about how he hasn't scored, and now all of a sudden he's gotten 2 quick baskets.
That's his game.
Yeah.
He kind of just is patient and waits and doesn't try to force things and makes great plays.
In the lane, that shot will not go. And some good defense there again by the Aggies working together. Johnson, of course, the key on that. Not sure they're going to give him a block shot there, but he certainly got in the way.
Yeah, Johnson's been having to help over, so it gets him out of position a little bit on the rebound. So being able to keep them off the glass will be a focus for the Aggies moving through the game.
So with the foul, Osibor at the free throw line, 67% free throw shooter. Saturday night against Irvine, he had 17 points, 4 rebounds. He did have 5 turnovers, but if you remember, Gary, the bulk of those were in the first couple of minutes of the game.
Yes. That was the difficult thing for me, is trying to find a rhythm. You're turning the ball over and trying to find your place in the game and how you fit in. And he has an amazing ability to work through that and just kind of stay focused and stay grounded in terms of what he needs to do.
Ooh, that was not a good free throw. Comes off the front of the rim. I would say he shorted that.
Yes.
There's a little jumper. Great gets in the way of. And here come the Aggies.
Johnson with a good rebound.
And now Johnson. False sleeve. I don't think you're going to see Osibor shooting too many threes, but you will see Martinez, and he connects.
Yep. Aggies just great ball movement, getting inside and out, penetrating.
Good defense again. Yep. False sleeve. Look at Great even going to the ground. And David Hall says, you're out of bounds, young man, so it will be San Diego's basketball.
That's one thing about this Aggie team. Those guys are quick to get on the floor. They show a tremendous amount of hustle and a willingness to sacrifice their body to come up with the ball. That's something that's impressed me this year, that you got players that are willing to do that.
The dirty work, as they say.
That's right. When you watch Mason here, these are the intangible things that you don't show up on a stat sheet. His defense, gets his hand on the ball, deflections. Those are the things that disrupt offenses and makes it really difficult to get the job done.
Another pass in the post. That's a good-looking play for San Diego.
Just a simple pick and roll action. There's a reason why people continually run that, and ever since that basketball began. It's a play that, if run right, it's very difficult to stop.
To get the ball into Osibor, and Simon fouls him. There's some big bodies down there. Simon, the 6'11" freshman out of Canada, and Osibor, the 6'8" junior out of England.
Got some international flavor going on down there.
Got a player in the building from Romania. Got a couple from England. One from Argentina. All over the place.
Yep. And here comes Mason again, coming up with the rebound.
Osibor. I can't. Was that? I'm not sure if that was a shot or a pass.
He'll probably call it a shot because he'll get him the free throw line, but
the pass from Falslev, or this. Take a look.
Yeah, this is great.
Oh, it's a
vision.
lob. Yeah.
Has a guy on his back. Hey, as a post player, when your guards make passes like that, you take them out to dinner on your college stipend.
Yeah.
So it's probably McDonald's, but.
Well, you didn't have NIL when you were around.
No, sir. I was.
That would have been nice.
I was scrounging those quarters for the hot and readies, you know.
Nowadays, you have a good game, and your teammate will take you to Maddox.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And Osibor connects. Back to an 11-point lead now. 4 minutes to play, first half. Aggies in, Toreros. Oh, what a nice backdoor pass. But, oh, the defense by Martinez. And here come the Aggies.
Yeah, if you watch the Toreros on those plays, they spread the floor and leave the middle open to open it up for those backdoor cuts. And they've got it a couple times on the Aggies. That helps ID needs to come in and be able to pick up those backdoor cutters.
So free throws coming. And Simon now, the Canadian freshman, he's already picked up 4 fouls. When we come back, free throws coming for the Aggies, leading by 11. Well, Gary, since our last time out, Great Osobor has gone from not scoring at all to now leading the team.
Yep, that's what we talked about from the beginning of the game. He's just a patient player, and he just waits for his shots to come to him, and his teammates look for him. And over the course of the game, he ends up with 20 and 10.
Yeah, he's got 8 right now. 3 rebounds. And Martinez at the free throw line connects on the first. 79%. One of the better free throw shooters on this team.
We're seeing Brown check in now, who hasn't seen the minutes that he usually sees. Probably Coach Sprinkle, like you said, is seeing what different combinations will work with and using this preseason to kind of give guys an opportunity to show what they got.
Yeah, it's a good point, because coming into this game, he actually led the team in minutes. But you're right, it's Coach Sprinkle's used so many players in this game, kind of divided them up a little differently. And why not? That's, an opportunity to take a look at different combinations and different guys as well.
Yeah.
Short jumper goes up and in for Lungu. Talked about the worldwide group of players here. He's out of Romania. Is that an offensive foul?
That was a tough call.
What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think that was an offensive foul. I mean, Osobor's a big guy to deal with, and trying to get around him, it looked like the player reached around and pulled on him, but I'm not always seeing what the ref sees, so.
We don't have, full disclosure, the benefit of replays on every one of these, so unfortunately we can't get another look at that, but just want to let you know why in some cases you're not seeing some of the replays. The drive, the swat, and then there's a foul. Oh, that looked better than it was, I guess, Gary.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure where the foul happened. That was straight up.
I don't know what.
I'm not quite sure. Oh, he blocked it out of bounds.
Okay, it's just out of bounds, yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty aggressive block.
It was.
So aggressive.
Nobody was getting that.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a statement block. And great defense here. Come the Aggies.
Brown gives back. The flush.
Those are the type of plays that you love to watch as a fan. Great defense, unselfish basketball leads to an excellent finish.
Khalifa Sacco throwing it down, the junior out of France. And a turnover gives it back to the Aggies again. And these last couple of minutes have been strong for the home team.
It's plays like that turn this crowd up a little bit, and then you get a turnover. And if the Aggies come down on this play, you might hear this place get pretty loud.
Nuts.
Lavin smart to move into a press to try to slow the game down, contain the offense, and let his team get a chance to get themselves back into this thing.
Drive. Oh, dish. Sacco again.
The Aggies are just finding their holes in this defense and making them pay.
Aggies have made their last 5 shots. And up and in for McKinney to stop the bleeding. But Aggies on a tear right now, using a lot of different players.
Yeah, McKinney's on their Torero's leading scorer. He's trying to keep them in there. His penetration has been really impressive. He's getting to the basket and making some tough shots.
Ball slip. And Mason up and in.
He returns the favor on the Aggies offensive end.
Yeah, he took that other layup personally, obviously. The one from McKinney. Oh, what a move. Lungu goes behind the back, and we have a foul. I think that's false line. Yep. David Hall makes the call. Long-time official. Many, many years in the game. Had a great relationship, as you were telling the story a couple of games ago, with Stu Morrill. He and Hall go way back.
Yeah. During the summers, Hall would hold a reffing camp up here.
Really?
Yep, and
there you go.
Come up ref team camps for Coach Morrill.
"15-point Aggie lead. 1 minute to play in the half. And Falsa, oh, that's a tough shot, and it went.
It's those shots show maturity beyond his years. That is a really tough shot. You have to have some great touch in traffic to put it off the glass and put it in like that. Every game he does something that impresses me. There's that back door again. I thought Mason had the position. That's his third foul.
Wow. Oh, you're right, Gary. I thought he was in position, and
we'll see it right here. We didn't get a good look at it there to see how the play developed, but I would just leave him in for the rest and let him work it out. I don't think Coach Sprinkle agrees with me, though.
Yeah, I think he's going to get him out of there. That's an interesting theory. Well, no, he is leaving him in.
Yeah.
Okay, so he likes what you're saying. Why would you do that?
With this much time, I would just let my player play through that, because you get into foul trouble, you get out of your rhythm, you kind of sit on the bench. You'd like just to let players play through, but I'm sure Coach Sprinkle will say, don't pick up your fourth. Right. But those backdoor cuts are all San Diego State has right now. Utah State needs to pack it in on the defensive end and funnel those cutters into your big man to stop that.
So remains a 15-point lead. And Dominic Muncy into this second half lineup to start for Steve Lavin's team. I don't believe we even saw him in the first half.
No.
And he's starting the second half. Lavin, of course, longtime coach at UCLA, St. John's, and got into broadcasting for a number of years, and then decided to give coaching another run. How about Falslev and one?
Yeah, like I said, there's things that he does every game that evidences his growth and maturity as a player and his development. It's pretty scary to think of what he's gonna develop into if he's doing this as a freshman.
Boy, just like that, Gary, he's already got 14 points. My goodness.
Yep, he can put it up. He's so he can do it from outside. He's shooting 38% from three, 64% from the field. Those numbers are unreal.
The only thing he's still got to watch for as McKinney gets the basket is he does have 3 fouls. So we'll keep an eye on that. Great, Alcimore. How about that little reverse shot?
Darius Brown's vision. 5 assists, 0 turnovers. That's a pretty impressive stat line for a point guard.
That's a good ratio, and that pass goes out of bounds, turnover. You've played with guys, or there have been guys here that have had pretty good assist to turnover ratios, including one national leader.
Yeah, Tyler Newbold. He was one of my favorite teammates of all time. That guy understood the game of basketball better than I ever will.
How about Falslev? Oh my goodness. Well, you must have loved the guy who led the nation in assist to turnovers.
Oh yeah,
because you're the recipient.
That's right. That's right. He got me a lot of open shots. It was fun to play with.
62-43. The Aggies just on a tear again. Asabor turn. Not sure if that's one of his better shots.
He definitely has more in his repertoire than that.
Yeah. Deuce Turner running the point. He had 12 points in that loss at Stanford on Sunday. Toreros, though, their record is 6-3. They played some good ball games, and that rebound is cleared. And here comes Isaac Johnson. How about the big guy bringing it all the way down the court?
Good ball movement.
Brown wide open.
Perimeter. That's unselfish basketball. I mean, that's really impressive. The way that they move the ball, share it, and leads to baskets like that.
22-point lead, back to 20. These Aggies really on point tonight and used a lot of players.
Yeah, and you want to just keep building off play like this throughout the season.
That three won't go.
Yeah, that defense, if you're down by 22, you would definitely want to be more aggressive defensively. If you're going to let a team that's shooting 42% of the half wide open from the three-point line, that's not going to do much for you to get back into the game.
Right. Contested three. Good defense. Osibor was all the way out there on that defense. And
that was a dunk that was reminiscent of the other night. Comes off the baseline.
Someone's on a poster. Wow.
He's got some pretty impressive athleticism. I think this entire Aggie team, they have loads of talent, loads of athleticism. And I think as they continue to grow in confidence, they'll make some waves in the Mountain West.
Falslev? No. Well, I am really excited to see them in the Mountain West Conference games. Their next two games, Northwest Nazarene and East Tennessee State, you might not look at it as two of the better teams that they will play, but it's going to be a lot of fun when we get to league play. Right now, the Aggies up 67-48 on KMYU TV and the Mountain West Network.
All right, Aggie fans.
Well, Gary, you've been talking about Darius Brown's efficiency, and it's on display tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's got six assists, 0 turnovers, and the Aggies made 15 assists on 27 made field goals. Wow. That's an impressive line.
That is.
And there's another one.
Yeah, right there. The assist from Johnson and another layup. Not quite as flashy as Martinez's last basket, but
we'll take it no matter which way it goes.
Unreal, yeah, just throwing that down. Just a great display by the Aggies today. How about the big hook shot rolling in? It's David Simon. Remember, he's in a little bit of foul trouble too. He's got to be careful.
Yeah, that's the one thing that it's hard to recognize with great Osibor is his ability to draw fouls. I mean, we've seen this game after game. He's putting his defensive player in foul trouble because they just can't contain him down there. So it may not translate into buckets, but it does put pressure on them, the other teams, defensively to try to stay out of foul trouble.
So free throw good and substitutions coming as Falslev will go to the bench along with Isaac Johnson.
And Mason's 3 points off I guess 4 points off his career high.
Yeah. He just had that Saturday. Of course, you know, when you're a freshman, career highs can rapidly increase.
Yeah.
No go on the free throw, so rebound for Osibor, and here we go. The lead still at 20. Aduje is checking into the game along with Polo, and Aduje for three. And he's got one.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary, the shooting.
It's just one of those nights you hope that this is the type of play that continues throughout the season when they're playing this well, but.
Well, 67% for the game. I almost feel like we're getting into record territory.
Yeah.
I mean, that's phenomenal. And there's a foul. Looks like he might have called that on Templin.
Well, Aggies are doing a great job containing Toreros defensively. They're not letting them penetrate. They're watching those backdoor cuts that were hurting them throughout the game in the first half. And it's translating into a pretty substantial lead.
So again, on that shooting, 67%. That is a season high. That's confirmed. I don't know what. We need to look that up, find out what the Aggies' all-time high shooting percentage is. But you ever recall it for a game any of your teams hitting nearly 70% of their shots?
I don't recall, but we ran a pretty efficient offense. I think my senior year we led the nation in field goal percentage.
So you may have been very close at the least.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was free throw percentage or field goal percentage, but Coach Morrill ran an efficient offense.
Yes, he did. He was fun to watch coach, too.
Yeah, he was passionate.
Yeah, very much so.
Hey, I'll tell you, he was no different in practice.
Really? Same thing, huh?
Same level of intensity. It was, he'd never.
So he wanted you to practice the way you played.
Oh, and that's the way we did it.
Yeah.
He's.
Duje up and in. It just keeps on going for the Aggies.
This is and this is maybe what Coach Sprinkle is thinking is that the more players you can get playing with confidence as you head into conference play as the season moves along, the more difficult you are. That was a tough call.
Oh boy. Well, Osibor does not agree with that. Hopefully we'll get another look at it here. And you can tell us what you think. Here you go. What do you think? Oh, they cut away.
Not quite sure what to think of that. It didn't look like a foul from what we saw, but could have got him with the body.
All right, more fresh bodies getting set to check in. Nigel Burris coming into the game. Javon Jackson as well. So the Aggies right now, as the free throw is hit, they're at 68%. They did shoot, Gary, 66.7% against Stephen F. Austin this year. So if this holds on, it'll be a season high.
Man, that's an unbelievable percentage to maintain for a game.
Well, the Stephen F. Austin game, they won 79-49. So it was a neat,
Well, that's what happens if you shoot 60% from the field.
You're going to win by 30 points. .35 is Nigel Burris. Played a little bit earlier in the season. His sophomore out of San Francisco, Idaho transfer. He's into the game working the post. His Ogbonk Polo shot won't go. Offensive rebound, drawing the foul. So Templin is going to have an opportunity to get on the scoreboard. He has not scored yet in this game.
Templin he battles like this for every rebound. As you watch him go up, he's one of those guys that's going to do the tough things that help you win. And a lot of those guys become unsung heroes, but without him, you aren't the special team that these Aggies are playing like tonight.
Right. Well, Gary, David Simon, the National Player of the Year out of Canada, the freshman, has fouled out.
Yeah.
And as you know, the Aggie fans let you know.
Yeah, they'll count your steps and tell you which foot you're walking with.
Oh, these fans are great.
Hey, I like David Simon's game, though. He came in and had a few.
Really did look good. But he can't get 5 fouls that quick in that few minutes.
Well, and that's what I was talking about with Great Osibor. He's the guy that gave him a number of those fouls.
That's right.
He puts a lot of pressure on teams from that way.
That's a tough matchup,
It
too.
is.
Oh, collision in the paint. And we're going to have a foul here.
Yeah, it looked like Burris wasn't kind of watching, chasing his player, wasn't watching where he's headed.
That's his first foul. Join us on Saturday night. We'll be right back here on KMYU, and the Mountain West Network is Northwest Nazarene. As the three-pointer goes, it makes their way to Logan. They're out of Nampa, Idaho, just outside of Boise, a Division II school.
On that press, you want to keep it away from the middle of the floor. The Aggies had a pretty wide open shot if Max would have sawn Burris under the basket there. They broke that press pretty easy.
Another one of those things you got to learn, especially as you're going into league play. Foul here, so Burris has got free throws coming.
Yeah, both Burris and Templin are battling on the boards in there and coming up with second chance points for the Aggies.
And Burris has the first. So he gets on the board, which means the 11 players, 12 players now, they've all scored.
That's a pretty impressive stat, honestly. Get these guys come in, they play with some confidence. Usually, if you're not getting much time, you're not looking for your shot. You don't want to make the coach upset by making the wrong plays, and that really hinders you as a player. But these guys are coming in, they're getting the second chance points, they're making good decisions.
Oh, how about that backdoor cut?
Yep. That's San Diego's bread and butter during this game.
Yeah, they've had quite a few of those. Oh, Templin, the pass from Ogbongbolo a little bit too high.
Thought he thought he's throwing it to Udije or Martinez.
Yeah, exactly.
They might have been able to
They would have caught it.
Right.
By the way, checking other scores right now, the Jazz are playing in Dallas, and they're down by 40. Yikes. 120 to 80.
That was a great play.
How about that play?
Yep.
You know, they're still fighting.
See, I mean, you watch Coach Sprinkle, you get players come in, sacrificing themselves, making the smart plays. We used to count charges when I was here to see who led the team in charges during the year, because it was evidence that you're a good teammate.
I got to tell you, our statistician, Chase Hoffman, you remember in our last game, he was telling us it was the first career charge for falsehood.
Uh-huh. I remember that.
Well, now he just told me Templin just got his first career charge. He is all over.
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
The son of the very proud Doug Hoffman here at Utah State.
Oh, maybe Brown won't have to turn down the ice cream this game. Fans are already starting to make
it's 78 points, I think.
They may get there.
With 11:47 to play. It would be an all-time scoring drama. Yeah, if you weren't with us on Saturday, the game ended at 79 points. You got hit 80 for free ice cream. And boy, did this student section let him have it. But it looks like they're headed that way indeed. Still a lot of basketball to play, but the Aggies up by 20. Back here in Logan, the Aggies leading by 20 over San Diego. We've been talking about the shooting percentage. They're at 65%. And Chase Hoffman has looked up, and the all-time record, how about that? So 77% they shot against UC Davis in 2004. Did you say Spence Nelson was on that?
Yeah,
team?
Spencer Nelson was on that. Okay. Spencer Nelson, Nate Harris, some of the greatest Aggies to ever play the game.
Well, Spencer, he's on the radio broadcast right now with Scott Gerard. They're right across from us. So we'll have to let him know after the game that we gave him a mention on our broadcast, because I'm sure he's never given you and I a mention on his broadcast.
Well, that's the last time, too.
Ball out of bounds. How about this? Another foul. So now you've got free throws coming for Burris.
Yeah, this is an opportunity for a lot of those players to earn some more time, and they're making the most of it. Burris is coming in, crashing the boards, doing the hustle plays.
Got it.
You know, as a player, you want to make it as hard on your coach as possible to not play you. And
that's a good theory. Yeah.
That's when you come in and you do those things, it really puts pressure on your coach to say, maybe he's a guy that we want in the game more. And I've seen that from a number of Aggies tonight. Just come in and done the right things and made the right decisions, and that's impressive. And look, Coach Sprinkle's a guy that these guys want to play for. And that says something about a coach. Is you can get players to play that hard the way that these guys play. That says something about the way he interacts with them and he coaches.
course, he was at Montana State. That was his alma mater. But, you know, sometimes you outgrow your alma mater.
Yeah.
And he probably wasn't going to stay there forever. Really a good coach. And I just think an absolutely great hire for Utah State.
Yeah. And that's been our Utah State, from Coach Smith, you know, to Coach Odom, now to Coach Sprinkle. They just keep picking up these great hires, and
then they leave.
Yeah, we need them to stick around. That's what I tell people. They're like, we need coaches like Coach Morrill. I'm like, he's a unicorn.
Yeah,
he's hard
here
to
a
find.
long time.
Yeah, he was here a long time.
I don't know. Danny feels like a guy that could be here a while, though.
Yeah.
He loves the West. He loves Montana. We were talking about, you know, I love to ski. Told him Big Sky's on my bucket list. He's like, you got to get up there. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So he's used to the cold too.
Yeah, which is important.
Which Coach Odom, coming from the East Coast, I'm not sure.
He probably wasn't.
In fact, I talked to him about that. To him and his staff, I said, "How are you guys enjoying the weather in the winter?" They didn't have much to say about it.
No, they. Well, it's early in the Danny Sprinkle era, obviously, but it's off to a great start at 7-1, and we'll see where this game goes. But right now, the Aggies with a 25-point lead, looking pretty good to get to 8-1. And keep in mind, and you and I stressed this in some of our earlier games, they haven't returned a single point from last year's team. Not 1 point scored last year is still on the team this year. I mean, that's phenomenal.
That is impressive. And then you got the guys that come out and put up the numbers that they're putting up. It's like,
yeah, that's even crazy.
You're right. Impressive.
13 newcomers, and they're all playing so well. Here's that press you were talking about.
Yeah. You just got to try to contain him and slow him down. And at this point of the game, you just got to keep playing.
Brown got it.
Brown with the bucket.
Every basketball player experiences games like this where shots may not be falling, or the other team's on fire, and you just have to develop your character and show what you're made of.
How about that pass down? Burris and one. Oh, the Aggies moving the basketball.
Yeah, Burris is coming in and playing some great minutes. I mean, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, 6 points on 100% from the field.
How about he hasn't missed a shot?
No, hasn't missed a shot. He's just been playing really impressive. Like I said, make it hard for a coach not to play you.
Jamerson just fouled out, Gary. So a couple players that have already fouled out of this game.
Yeah. Well, they've the bigs have paid the price for the Toreros against this Aggie offense. 2 of them are out.
Burris now, we were just talking about him, season high 7 points. And he's 5 for 5 from the free throw line and a field goal. 1 for 1, so he's perfect tonight. We talked about Mason Foslow, had 16 points 3 or 4 minutes ago and could be headed for another career high. He hasn't scored since then, so maybe we shouldn't have mentioned it.
Yeah. Well, Coach Sprinkle gave him a long
Yeah, he had
rest.
a long rest. You're right. He's back in now. Osobor back to the free throw line.
Well, the amazing thing, too, is Osobor is drawing fouls off the ball. Players are trying to fight for position with him when he doesn't even have the basketball. And that's why I'm saying he's putting so much pressure on defenses, because he's creating position for himself that defenses have to fight around. And he's getting fouls when he doesn't even have the basketball.
Yeah, that's when you're a pretty ferocious player.
Yeah. Well, it goes to show that the opposing team's coach has really emphasized that you can't let him get that position, or he's gonna give you a bucket. So you don't want to be
and
caught.
So they're trying to force him. Okay.
You don't want to be caught
fouling.
Yeah. You don't want to be caught on film the next day doing the things that your coach told you not to do. That's not a fun
So you're really in trouble either way.
Right.
Aggies now on a 7-0 run, including 3 consecutive shots. It was really a complete game for this team tonight. 3-pointer on the way.
When you're seeing that versatility on the defensive end. Ooh, that was close to a double dribble.
Sabor. Oh, so strong.
Just interior passing, sharing the basketball. And you got guys like that can finish around the basket.
Another 3. They're just
looks like Osabor got a piece of that.
Yeah, I think you're right. He doesn't have a block tonight. We'll see if they give him one on that.
Which is
I'm not
surprising.
sure if we'll get another look there. But. You know, it's still, and here's another amazing thing. He and Falsa both with 3 fouls, and they've stayed on the floor.
Yeah.
All right, Aggies up 94-62. We are back, and boy, what a nice night for this Aggie. What jumps out at you on that stat sheet there, Gary, as you
for
pour
me,
over this?
It's the ability to share the basketball. When you have 18 assists on 34 made shots.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that makes it's really hard to beat a team that's sharing the ball like that, and it's showing because you share the ball, field goal percentage go up, confidence goes up, you get your teammates involved, and it really makes a difference.
Falslev. Oh, the lob. Oh, but it got. He needed to put a little more air underneath that. That would have been something. In the post. Double team.
Great defense. Great defense.
And look at that. Aduje comes away with the ball, and here come the Aggies.
Osabor's got a guy on his back. That's the.
Oh, man. The officials are going to talk about this one and see what they're.
He's so skilled. I mean, he fights. If you watch this, he fights. Yeah. That might have been an and one. The thing about Osabor is he's working for position before the defense even realizes that he's working for position. So by the time they realize that he has what he wants, they're completely out of position.
They're done.
That's where the fouls come from. It's because you have no choice, but either foul him, put him at the line, or let him put in the layup.
Smart player. And Burris gets a good round of applause, gave him some good time, 7 points. We talked about it, perfect shooting, 5 for 5 from the free throw line and hit his only field goal attempt. Osborne, if anything, probably needs to do a little work on his free throw shooting. It's not awful, but
well, he definitely has the touch. He has great touch. So I think that's not a matter of can he make the free throws, he put in the time to make them. We have Landon Brenchley in.
How about that?
Yeah, played at Ridgeline up here in Logan.
That's right.
His brother also played at the University of Utah, transferred to Denver this year. Jackson Brenchley.
Good to see the local kids getting in.
Yep.
I want to say Brenchley also played football. Of course, a lot of these guys do that when they're in high school, multi-sport athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, Falslev is just one of those that really excelled at both. Won a state championship for the Skyview football team.
Yeah, I think he could have probably played football too if he really wanted
to. Wow, now that's okay. We were talking about free throw shooting. That's a bugaboo for him as well. Yes. He's 53% on the season, but that would have put him. If he had hit all 3, he would have tied his career high. See if he can make it at least a 1 for 3 trip, and he got it.
Well, he shoots better. He shoots better from the field than he does the free throw line.
Yeah, he is a heck of a shooter. He actually does. I mean, 10% better from the field.
That's just something. That's just toughness, mental toughness, getting in the gym, getting those free throws up, and just getting that muscle memory built up.
Oh, Falslev just picked up a foul. But the Aggies leading comfortably, 95-62. Aggie basketball on KMYU TV locally in the Mountain West Network. Dave Fox, Gary Wilkinson, WAC Player of the Year, who did his time under Stu Morrill back in the day, back when this building was packed every single night. Did they give away free ice cream at 80?
Oh, they didn't give away free ice cream at 80 when I was here.
Well, we hit that quite a while ago. There ought to be something for hitting 100.
Right.
Because they're 5 points away from that. The Aggies have hit 100 once this year. It was in their opener against South Dakota Mines, a Division II team. Mason Falslev with the lob. Jackson Grant.
That's where he's just unselfish, sees the floor well, helps his teammates come away with a nice play.
The USU run is now 12-0. They have not slowed down at all. And Gary, they're using a lot. I mean, they're clearing the bench,
right,
in a number of times throughout this game.
Yeah, a lot of their bench players are coming in and making a tremendous impact on this game. And that's a great thing to see.
I have a feeling we might see that in our game on Saturday night. I'm like, you know, coaches don't want to. If you talk to Coach Sprinkle, he'll be very complimentary of Northwest Nazarene. He'll tell you they're tough and talented and well coached and, you know, all the right things. But that's a game that is designed for a team like this to win.
Yes. Well, I remember our exhibition games and games we were designed to win. I remember watching film on those teams, and Coach Morrill used to make them look like they didn't never miss a shot. So we would always come out with a little sense of we may lose this game. So we practice like we might lose it. So
that's how you, when you're a coach, that's how you got to play it, right?
That's right.
Falslev, no. How about Benchley? And now he's on the scoreboard.
See, like those guys coming in, willing to get in there, tussle around, create second chance points. That's what every single one of them has been doing.
Backing in on Falslev. Oh, another
he's done
foul
for the night.
Is that 5?
I think that might have been 5.
Okay, you know, it's 4, thank goodness. So he only needs 2 more points to match his career high. I mean, I hate to be pumping that up, but sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
I think he'll have plenty of opportunities throughout his career to
that's
score
true.
more.
I mean, he's proven that. You're right.
But still, as a player, you kind of know where you're at. You know, you kind of know.
He might be done for the night.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's done.
Yeah, at 99.63, yeah. He untucked the shirt. So if he is done for the night, he's going to leave with 17 points, 7 of 10 field goals, so good on that. But he did pick up the 4 fouls. But at least he's not going to foul out.
You know, that's as a coach, it's such interesting times because you want your players to play well, but you don't know what that's going to lead to in the offseason with this NIL money out there. And
that's a great point.
And what opportunities it provides. Yeah. And I can tell you as a college student, when those numbers start rolling in, but so some of these guys are making, it's hard not to do that.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
Especially some of the bigger schools.
Yeah.
Guys that are pulling in 7 figures.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine what a guy like Bronny James, multi-millions, is going to be worth at USC. By the way, he's cleared. And
he's been cleared?
He's been practicing, or he's just started practicing.
Yeah, that was scary. You hate to see things like that happen. Especially with, you know, he's got so much talent, has a bright future ahead of him.
Indeed. But yeah, the NIL money just at the highest levels is just insane. Good defense there shown by Burris. And the shot finally goes up and in as they're battling around there. It's still 5.5 to go.
Still fighting. That's good to see.
Aggies at 99 points, trying to get over 100. And I almost looked like Brenchley was trying to lob that.
Yeah, he didn't decide whether he wanted to shoot it or lob. So this is where you want to kind of not let things get sloppy in these last minutes and just run through your offenses, making sure you're making good decisions.
Burris, still perfect.
That's right.
And they've gone over 100.
I don't remember the last time that's happened with the Aggies.
Well, not a game we did. They did their opener against South Dakota Mines, a Division II school. They've won that game 101-48. So the next basket will be a season high total points.
Yeah.
But yeah, you and I weren't around for that. I mean, if you get free ice cream for 80, you got to get like a
free pizza,
burgers and fries, or a pizza, even better, for $100.
Yeah, we have some good pizza joints up here in Logan.
2 more non-league games for the Aggies. We have talked a lot about Northwest Nazarene on Saturday. 3 days before Christmas, they will host East Tennessee State, as that's an air ball. And then it's league play. I can't wait for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we have the first 5 home league games. How about the putback for Jackson Grant?
He's had a couple of nice dunks tonight. Coming out here ready to play. That's what's fun. Fun about games like this. You get to see players you haven't seen. Watch them play well, cheer them on.
Well, now the fans, they're picking their player and letting them hear it. A layup. So, Gary, the Aggies have used 13 players, and with that Grant putback, every one of them have scored.
That is
even Brenchley.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Back here in Logan, Dave Fox, Gary Wilkinson, Chase Hoffman on stats. He just handed me another one. So the Aggies obviously have gone over 100, 103, and that's a high for this season. You know how many times in school history they've gone over 100? 106 times. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Do you recall your teams going over 100 very often?
I don't at all.
Huh. Well, stats don't lie, right?
No, they don't. Spurs is in double figures now with
how about that?
10 points. He's come in and put in some great minutes.
He's not perfect anymore because he did miss that 3.
Well, it's a heat check.
That. Yeah,
that's what we call a heat check.
Right.
When you've not missed a shot, you can let some shots fly.
Sure. He's still 2 for 3 on his field goals. Did miss a free throw, but 10-point double figures for that young man.
Yeah.
He's not even averaging over about 7 or 8 minutes a game.
Right. 10 points in 8 minutes of play. That's a pretty efficient offensive outing.
By the way, Jazz final score in. I don't even know if I want to share this. They lost by 50 to Dallas, 147-97. They have a plan, and it's going forward. You and I were talking. I'd let all 3 of those rookies.
Yep.
Sensabaugh, Hendricks, and obviously Keontae George's been playing really well.
Yeah.
Just put them in.
Yeah, let him get as much experience this season as he possibly can and help build them.
Yep.
Right. I think that's a good approach.
Should we call Will Hardy? You think he'd take our call?
He'd probably take yours. He ain't going to take mine.
He's not taking mine, that's for sure. But what a night for Utah State. As you said, San Diego still trying to play hard, but the Aggies have this one well in hand, under 3 to go, and they've pretty much cleared the bench.
Yeah.
Duje, he plays quite a bit, obviously, so he's the one on the floor that plays the most minutes each game. But a lot of these guys getting some quality time, including Brenchley, who's going to get back, and there's the foul. His first.
That was a soft foul call.
You would think that David Hall and Mike Littlewood and Don Berdahl would want to get out of here.
They're dedicated to their craft.
They absolutely are. So 31-point lead, and Aduje goes to the bench. It's always fun, though, when you come in as a new coach. You never really know what to expect, especially when you completely turn over the team. So getting to 8-1, I would think Danny Sprinkle and his staff have got to be thrilled about this. Had a chance to visit with Andy Hill a little bit before the game, former Utah assistant. And, you know, he expressed that as much. You just don't know.
Right.
But it certainly has worked out well so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think he fits in well here in the community. I think that he's been pretty well embraced, and everyone's excited that he's here, and he's got the support of a lot of the Aggie faithful, so that does help. And then when you win, it becomes
that helps a lot.
It's even better.
Brenchley up and in, and he draws the foul. Yeah, it's absolutely true, and if he can sustain some of this into the new year, league play, then it'll be great.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the Aggies keep playing like this, I mean, they're just building game from game. Watching them as they've progressed throughout this season, they've made adjustments and changes that have helped them to really mature as a team and become better.
Oh. So I guess they gave that to Sacco. It almost looked like it was tipped in by one of the San Diego State players, or excuse me, San Diego. I thought Dalkey got his hand on that.
Well, if you're the offensive player closest to the ball, you get the point.
Yeah,
so.
There you go. Oh, how about that post move?
Tough move.
Up and in.
San Diego's showing some aggressiveness now that they hadn't shown a little previously.
Well, they're down by 30, so.
Well, it's nice to see that they're still fighting.
Yeah, that's true. Under a minute to go, and I'd have to say about, Jackson's three will not go, but I think the best behaved group in this building tonight has been your kids.
Yeah.
How about that block?
Yeah, that's
Woo!
Sacco
with a block, the spin.
And the rebound on the other end.
And ball out of bounds. But yeah, I've been looking over there, 35 seconds to go, and your kids have been model citizens, all of them.
Well, I can't take any credit from that. They probably get it from their mom.
Well, either way.
Yeah.
I'll take it. You know what? It's ice cream tonight. You need to take them all out to get their fair share.
I was worried I'd have to leave the broadcast and chase one of them around.
We've lost Gary. No, they've been great. You and I both been watching them. Three-pointer to wrap things up, and that should do it. Aggies don't even need to put up a shot now. So what a win for this Utah State team. And really a complete win. They used, 14 players, and every one of them scored.
Yeah.
So looks good for Danny Sprinkle and this team as he defeats Steve Lavin. There's the handshake. Lavin, the former UCLA and St. John's coach. Welcome with Sprinkle. And that's it. 108-81 is the final. So the Aggies go to 8-1, Gary, and heading into a game on Saturday against Northwest Nazarene.
Yeah. And I think the thing is you, as a team, you can't take your foot off the pedal. You just got to keep getting better and better, regardless of the teams that sit ahead of you. Use this week of practice to really focus on the areas of your game that you need to improve, and that's what you focus on when you come out and play Northwest Nazarene. What are the things that we're really struggling with? And you don't really look at the score, but you look at the intangible things that you need to improve on as a measure of whether you're growing and you're going to develop as a successful team.
And if that keeps going, I mean, coaches never look ahead. We're broadcasters. We can look ahead. But they're in a position where if they play their cards right and play hard and do everything you just said, they could be 10-1 going into league play with their only loss being an overtime game at Bradley on the road. So team looks good right now.
Yeah, and then we go with a lot of confidence into conference play. And Coach Morrill used to say, conference play is the time that it becomes your team. I'm no longer the coach.
Really?
You guys become the coach. I don't know if it ever really worked out that way, but that's at least what he told us.
So he sets it all up, and you guys finish it.
You guys finish the season off. And it generally worked out pretty good for Coach Morrill, you know?
Yeah, no kidding. Like a lot. Well, again, I feel like I say this after every broadcast. It's been a lot of fun because it has.
Yes.
we're undefeated as Aggie broadcasters. So
we're the good luck charm,
yeah,
I think.
we'll try to keep that going, but great job by this team all the way around. Thanks for joining us, Gary Wilkinson. Thank you as well, and our entire broadcast crew. Good job to every one of them. And we'll see you Saturday night as the Aggies take on Northwest Nazarene. Good night, everyone.